Hello and welcome back to the reading vlog. I just did some reading and I thought I'd start with the check-in. I am reading The Farm by Scott Nicholson and I'm really not sure what to think about the book. I'm 100 pages in now, so I have 1/4 of the book done. But it's just, I don't know, it's a lot of, it's a little bit like you have the woman and her daughter who are new because she married like a religious university professor who talks about religion a lot and speaks like a preacher, and she married him and they moved out and to Solemn. Solemn, I think Solemn might be the right way to say the city's name or the village's name. And so yeah, people kind of like treat them kind of weirdly and badly just because they're from the city, which is like, something you hear a lot even today. I think it's such a bullshit thing, this thing like, oh, city people, village people. It's such a damn annoying thing, to be honest, but it is what it is, But yeah, I think one thing that irritates me the most with this book is that we have a lot of different people and their perspective, and it's just in one chapter you can have like 3-4 people giving their story, what they're doing at the moment, what is happening with them at the moment, and it's kind of irritating for me to remember who those people are and to switch between the perspectives. So it's a little bit irritating, and it is supposed to be a horror book, but there's already so much like it all feels so inconsequential, because we obviously have like a bad not obviously, we have a bad man, who seems to be from the family of the guy our main woman married. What is his name? Let me see. Gordon. He's called Gordon. Our main woman is called Katie, and Jet is the daughter, who was originally called Jessica, but her nickname is Jet. And yeah, the bad man seems to be in the family line of Gordon, but he hasn't talked to them about it yet, and there's a lot of like spooky things happening in the house, even though none of them are spooky. It seems to be when somebody sees this black man, they faint, and he moves them around a little bit, but like they mainly faint and then just wake up later on, and they have like stroke-like symptoms even though they don't have a stroke. So yeah, people find them, it's weird. There are like some goats that were slaughtered and just thrown onto the field. There's a lot of like a goat standing behind somebody and like making them jump, especially Katie and Jet, which, you can do that once or twice, but like 50 times in the first 100. Okay, so sorry, I had a package arrive. This thing with my new yarn in it for more crocheting and knitting projects. But yeah, I totally forgot where I was. Just saying, I'm not really sure about the book, to be honest. It's not convincing me at the moment. I don't think the horror is horror enough. It's too much. Too much repetition of the same things happening and stuff like that, So yeah, I will continue with this later and we'll see how it goes. I will finish it. Hopefully it will pick up at some point, but we'll see, So yeah, that is for the quick check-in. That wasn't so quick because I had to wait for the mailman, but whatever. Yeah, I will now unpack my yarn, look at it, think about new projects, and I will see you later. Okay, hi. We're doing a quick little check-in. I wanted to do a yarn haul just because, knitting and crocheting is a new hobby for me and I have a lot of fun with it. And, I want to share a little bit of my life on here, even though the channel is for books. So I'm gonna put the time you can skip to down here if you don't want to see this because it's not interesting to you, which I can totally understand. But yeah, I bought some cool yarn and I wanted to show it off, so yeah, I'm gonna do a yarn haul in this week's vlog, because why not, So I bought all of my yarn at Hobby. It's a Danish company, So it was really easy to like ship to me and stuff, which was really nice, and it came really, really fast. And yeah, for me it seemed to be the cheapest alternative to buying yarn online. So the first one I bought is this really, really cool like fading yarn with like green and pink colors, which I don't know what to do with this because I only bought this one. I have no idea why, but I think it looks really, really cool. So yeah. Then I bought 5 of these. These are, well, they're supposed to be a dark red. For me, they look more like my hair color, so more like a purplish pinkish red. But yeah, I bought 5 of those. They're recycled cotton. The first one is acrylic 100%. These ones are recycled cotton, which I think is really, really cool. Though it's not as soft as other yarn, obviously. So I will need to see what I will do with this, but I got 5 of this color. Then I got 5 of this like khaki green color. It's like, I don't know, not really khaki, it's more like a foresty green, which I really, really love. So yeah, 5 of those. These are the same recycled cotton then as the red ones. And then also 5 of this darker green, which I thought fitted quite well with the other green. So yeah, 5 of this as well. Because I got 5 of these, just because these are so small, they're only 50 grams. So I didn't know how much I would need for like whatever project I would do with them. So I thought 5 would be plenty. Then I got also 5 in this orange color. I have to be honest, I thought this would be, well, a little bit different, but it's pretty pumpkin orange. So I will find something to do with these. I just don't know what yet because it's pretty like vibrant for me, if I'm honest. But I still like it though. I just don't know what to do with it. And then just to round that off, I got 5 of the black ones of the recycled cotton as well. Just because, you know, these feel all the same, so I can use all of them in like together in projects. So I have a bit of a color selection, you know. Then I got 2 of this color. This is pretty much the same color I made my crochet beanie out of, only that my beanie is the really like, you know, soft blanket yarn. And this is more like, you know, a soft acrylic yarn. But yeah, I got 2 of these big ones. I love the color, have to be honest. Don't know what I will use it for, but it looks great. And then I got these 2 from the same type. It's World of Yarn Malaga. The same as the kind of like orange yellowish one, and this I think was supposed to be like a dark magenta. So yeah, it's my hair color pretty much, you know. So yeah, I really like this color. Don't know what I will do with them, but I got 2 of these as well. And then I got a few colors of the Franz wool, which is 100% wool yarn. These feel so soft. Go away. These feel so soft, and I got like a dark gray, a black, a light gray, and like this really nice mint color, which I thought I would make a checkered cardigan out of, pretty much in this shape, but like with these colors and checkered, because I think that sounds really great. And these feel so good for like wool. I'm really surprised. And then last but not least, I got these 2 metallic yarns. These are Metallico, 70% polyamide, 20% acrylic, and 9% merino wool. And they feel kind of cool. I don't know in what project I will put them in, but this color looks so great. It's like this really nice dark blue metallic. So yeah, those are all of the yarns I got. A little bit of a selection, so I can do some different projects. I really want to crochet a sweater or a cardigan. I found a really nice looking one from a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put the name here. I forgot her name, but she does really cool videos. So if you, I don't know, if you like this as well, like working with yarn, check her out. Her videos are really great. But yeah, she did like a really nice checkered cardigan, and I want to do that as well. And so yeah, I have a nice selection now which I can choose from when I do my next project. I'm still not done with my knit jacket. I will show you that tomorrow when I have the well, the back done and only need to do the sleeves, you know. So yeah, hopefully you don't mind putting this in here. I just, you know, want to show a little bit more of my life and my hobbies, because I don't know, as much as reading is an incredibly big hobby of mine, I do like to sit down, listen to an audiobook and knit by doing that, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, why not share it with you? So that is the check-in. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow with a reading update. Okay, we're gonna do the vlog update standing because my ring light is still set up, you know, with my tripod, so I don't want to move that, to be honest. I did want to do a check-in once my Illumicrate came to unbox it, which it should come today still, but it hasn't gotten here yet. It's still in like, well, it's still pretty much in delivery, but I don't know when it will come, so we're gonna do the reading check-in now, and then we will do the unboxing once the box is here. But yeah, I'm kind of a little bit proud of myself today. I finished The Farm. I finished the last 300 pages, which is a record for me, to be honest. I rarely read 300 pages a day. That is a lot of pages for me. But it has a reason. I did pretty much a speed read of the book. But I will tell you why. This book got 2 stars, and I was kind of surprised. It has an average of like 3.5 stars, and either people love it or people really dislike it. I fall into the category of dislike. It's just such a weird book. You know, in the end, what the story boils down to is that it's kind of a reimagining of the Sleepy Hollow story, but not really. It has a weird twist, it has scarecrows in there and goats, and it's really weird, and I don't feel it's scary because the repetition is so much. You know, the things that are supposed to be scary happen over and over again without really much consequences up until like the last 50 pages. So yeah, there really isn't anything scary happening. For me also, the setting really doesn't do it, but that is personal preference. It's set in like a really rural, backwards town in America, you know? It's really just like, it kind of plays on the trope of like these kind of like hillbilly people. And I don't mean that like mean, but you know what I mean? Like the people that are hate tourists and hate outsiders and pretty much keep to themselves, but they're also not the brightest. And yeah, that is pretty much the setting. I'm really not a big fan of that, to be honest. And yeah, the book just didn't do it for me. There wasn't anything scary about the book, and other than that, it's just a really boring story about a horrible husband who treats his new wife pretty bad. A new wife that doesn't really love the husband, but kind of like thought it would work out, and then you have the troubled daughter who kind of like is thrown in there. She doesn't have a choice, she suffers a little bit, but she does the best she can, and so yeah. That for me is a boring story, if I'm honest. It's just not something I would normally read, but yeah, I finished it today, and I'm really proud of that, because I read a lot of pages, and I have done it. I didn't DNF it. I briefly thought about DNFing it, and then I was like, no, you can finish it. Just like speed read it, you know. Skip a few sentences here and there. You know, you could skip whole chapters and you have missed nothing of the book, which I think is a really big problem. If you can skip like whole chapters and you miss nothing, that means there was nothing happening. So yeah. Boring, bland, not worth it. It's The Farm by Scott Nicholson. Don't do it. But yeah, so that means I will now read the next book, which I actually already started. It is this one. Just a black book saying nothing, no. It's The Crocodile Bird by Ruth Randall. It's on my TBR for next month. So I wanted to get a star on that, and it's really, well, it sounds really interesting. We have a mother and her daughter, and they live kind of like out of the way in, what it is called, a carriage house, maybe? Like, you know, those back in the day when people were like really wealthy, they had like the main house and they had someone for the horses living in like a separate smaller house, the gatehouse. And yeah, they live in a gatehouse of this really big property, and then one day the police comes and they start asking questions, and they take the mother into the police and the girl flees. But at some point the police will talk to her because that was in the blurb. And yeah, the blurb pretty much alluded to mother and daughter being kind of similar, but the daughter also really suffering underneath the mother. So yeah, I started that, I think yesterday. I read like the first 14 pages, so not much, but it's already starting really interesting. So I really hope the story is as interesting as the blurb makes it sound, because it does sound so interesting, you know. Getting to know what bad things the mother has done and what the daughter had to suffer through and had to like realize, and it's all somehow connected to men. I personally think the mother killed quite a few men, but yeah, I don't know that yet, but I mean, it sounds like an interesting story. So yeah, that is the book I will continue with tomorrow. And yeah, that is the check-in. Now we'll wait for my Illumicrate. It is really, really late already. My partner is lying in bed watching a movie, and yeah, it's like 9 o'clock, and the package guy just right now came. I feel really sorry for the guy that he has to work still, but I do not want to wait till the morning to open this, so we open it right now, even though technically I would go to sleep right now. But I'm just too curious to see what's in here. But yeah, so excuse my tired voice. Okay, so the theme is hidden magic. It's not like, I don't know, I can already see a mug, which is really nice. Banked Fire. No idea what this is from. Ooh, so I have no idea what this is inspired by, but we have these two women and then we have a dragon here. And yeah, I absolutely love these mugs. My partner as well. He's a big coffee drinker. I'm much less of like a hot beverage drinker, but yeah, I love these mugs. I'm always happy when we get a new one, to be honest. And then, ooh, we have some washi tape. That is great. Yeah, I could use some new ones from my bullet journal, so this is absolutely fantastic. Oh my god. Then we have this incredibly nice looking metal tin. It's printed like a book and it says the Book of Eyes. I haven't ever got one of these. I don't know how good you can see this. I'm sorry, it's really dark in here, even though I have two lights on. Yeah, I don't have the brightest lights, but yeah, this looks really, really nice. So yeah, I don't know what I will put in here. It looks like this, you know, but I will find something. Oh, I might use this for my crochet hooks and supplies, so I know where they are, because right now they are everywhere. But yeah, love it. And then we have a pack of bookmarks. And oh, these are Shadowhunter inspired. That I can definitely see. Yeah. I don't know. I probably, yeah, do know these all, because I have read, I think, the first two Shadowhunter books, but there are some things that really annoy me in the books, which is why I never continued with the series, but I liked the first one. So yeah, some cool bookmarks. You can never have enough, let's be honest. And now the last thing that is there is the book. So the book is called Zara by S.J. Jones, and the top says Guardians of the Dawn. I really love the design of the book, I have to say. That is the back side. Oh my god, really nice stenciled edges. And yeah, a really nice flower design in here. Oh my god. Okay, so if you pull the dust jacket off, we have this anime or manga cover that says The Maiden Who Was Loved by Death, which, like, oh my god, does that look nice. Okay, so our main character Zara is a magician, and she lives in a world where magicians are called abominations and magic is forbidden, and so she has to like deal with a lot. A stepmother, I think I read, and a blind sister, and yeah, so she thinks the fact that people talk about monsters coming back is just a rumor, and yeah, and then she meets a young man called Han, and yeah, he brings her to the organization called Guardians of Dawn, and they pretty much battle monsters, and these monsters seem to be guardians or magicians who are infected by a kind of plague, and they try to like save everyone. And yeah, she obviously plays a really big role in that. So yeah, it sounds interesting. We'll see how big the love story is, because I mean, it doesn't say it, but you know, we all know that there will probably be a love story in there. But yeah, I love the design of the book, it's incredible. So yeah, that is everyone that was in the box. Let me quickly look up what design the mug is from. Oh, Priory of the Orange Tree. So I haven't read that yet, because I'm really intimidated by the size, so I have never bought it. But yeah, that one's on my list to read. Yeah, the bookmarks are from the Modern Instruments. The tin is from Sorcery of Thorns, which I have not read and will not read, because I'm pretty sure that that book isn't for me. And then the washi tapes are from House in the Cerulean Sea, which is nice. I love that book. So yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with this box, and I will now go and sleep. So I will see you tomorrow morning with the reading update, and yeah, good night. Okay, so it is now Friday afternoon. I just finished work and read a little bit. I wanted to check in with you yesterday, but I didn't read anything yesterday because the dog, I don't know if he had like a bad night or anything, but from Wednesday to Thursday he just wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he really wanted to snuggle the whole night, and he kept me awake pretty much for most of the night, because he just couldn't lay near enough, and yeah, he stole my blanket and stuff like that. So yeah, I had a really bad night. Even though he was really cute, but you know, it doesn't help not sleeping. So yeah, I didn't read anything yesterday, and so I didn't really have anything to check in about, you know. But I didn't want to check in today. I just continued with the crocodile bird, and I don't know, the blurb sounded so interesting, but I'm not sure anymore. I pretty much, girl Lisa, the main character, she is now together with her boyfriend pretty much, and they have driven to a farm where they are going to pick apples to get a little bit of money so they can drive farther away, because her mother sent her away so she wouldn't get picked up by police, because she's not quite 17, and so she would put in a children's home, she doesn't want that. And whilst they are driving, she is like, well, I can tell you the story, because she tells him that her mother killed somebody and that is why the police came. And he's like, oh my god, I don't believe that. And she's like, yeah, it's true, just like the other ones she's killed. And he's then like, oh, are you kidding? And she's like, no, I can tell you my life story. And so she begins telling him her life story, and she just told about the first guy her mother killed. And I mean, it was, well, let me say it like that. It obviously, there's no like reason for why you should kill somebody, but he did try to sexually abuse her mother. He didn't manage to, because they had some dogs there, and yeah, you can maybe imagine what the dogs did. But so yeah, he did it. The mother did help herself in the situation, I don't know. But yeah, so that is the first person she died, and our main character was 4 at the time. And I think I think the story is really interesting, but to be honest, I don't like the way the story is told, because right at the moment it seems like she will just be telling Sean, her boyfriend, her whole life story whilst they drive and try to escape. And I'm pretty much assuming that at some point police try to track them down or anything like that, or that she will kill somebody, or maybe has killed somebody and she will come to that, I don't know. But yeah, so sadly it all sounds a little bit boring, just like her telling it to him, because it's really just like, yeah, like him asking questions and like, what did you do and what happened then, and her just like telling the story. So yeah, it's not the most interesting at the moment, but we'll see. Hopefully it picks up the pace at some point. But yeah, so that is the reading I did today. I don't know if I will read more. I'm still a bit tired, and to be honest, I don't read well when I'm this tired, so yeah, I might just go back up and do a little bit of gaming. But I did want to show you something, just because I think it's cool. I don't know if it's interesting, but I crocheted my first like coaster in this like leaf form, and to be honest, I'm kind of proud of it. I think it looks really cool. It's like a free pattern I found online, and so yeah, I crocheted that myself. It's a little coaster for your drinks, and you can wash it because it's 100% cotton. I don't know if it's 100%, but it's recycled cotton, and I really like the color. I would love my hair to be this color, to be honest, but sadly because of the blue that's in it, that's probably still not possible. But yeah, so I did one. Now I just have to do a bunch more, because I showed my mother a picture and she was like, yeah, I want some of that, and I'm like, okay, I can make you some, because I can make them. So yeah, I have to do a few more for my mother, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. I love learning crocheting and knitting. I don't know, it's a lot of fun, I like doing things with my hand. Also, I did start a new audiobook yesterday. I've decided to go back and read the Murderbot series. I mean, reread is probably the wrong word for it. I only ever read the first 2 or 3, I think. But yeah, I want to go through those again, so I started the first one yesterday and I will continue with that today. So that is also some interesting reading again, which, yeah, I like that series, at least the ones I've read so far. But I will continue with that one probably tonight, and now I will go up, do some gaming, do a little bit more crocheting for the second coaster, and yeah, I will see you with the next check-in with the reading update, and hopefully the book will pick its pace up. If not, I will be really sad, to be honest, but yeah, let's hope it will pick its pace up. Good morning. So it is Saturday morning now. I just did some steam. Well, I tried to steam my crochet pieces. I don't think I'm doing it right, but you know, experimentation and stuff. But I did want to do a reading update about this disappointment. I finished it this morning. I mean, I only had like 210 pages or so to read, and I did a little bit of a like quick speed read of the book because it got worse the longer it got on, which it was so disappointing, especially since let me look it up here. Here, the last sentence of the blurb, yeah, is and with him gradually Lisa learns about the world, about herself, and must come to terms with the probability that the murderous violence of her mother may be present in her. No. Nada. Niente. It is not in the book. Absolutely not. I'm gonna spoil you this. I'm gonna do a spoiler warning here, but to be honest, don't read it. I don't think it's worth it. Her mother killed 3 men, 4 men, roughly around that corner, 3 or 4. And she did so because she didn't want to move from the house. Well, she lives in the gatehouse, but it's of like this really big nice villa, you know, and it was supposed to be her house, and then she wanted to marry the guy who lived in it, and he didn't want to marry her. He married another woman, and then because of money problems he told her, yeah, I have to sell the house, but now I'm ready to marry you. And so the mother's like, no, forget it. Yeah. And so the mother killed 4 people just to be near the house. Like, the first one she kills in self-preservation because he tried to sexually abuse her. And the other ones is really just like covering up that she isn't sent away. So it's kind of not like, the mother's kind of desperate, you know. And not that I'm saying anything is good that she killed the people, you know, it wasn't right, but it isn't a motive of like, oh, she's just evil, you know. The motive really is a really different one, and the daughter had nothing of that in her. She briefly thinks about killing the boyfriend with which she's on her way, but he's a total asshole. He actually arbors her against her will, but she just isn't physically capable of stopping him. And afterwards, a day or 2 later, he's then like, oh, I feel so bad about it, like, what the fuck? And yeah, so she briefly thinks about killing him, and then he's like, yeah, I know you don't want to be with me anymore, so go. Which, like, just, you know, it really didn't fit with the character of the guy that he just lets her go, but that's the weird thing in and of itself. But yeah, she has nothing of her mother. She's just a really sheltered child, a really naive child. She doesn't have any character whatsoever. It feels like you're supposed to do like a self-insert in the story, but it's like yourself into the girl, but also not really. She just doesn't have any experience, and yeah, the whole book is just her recounting what her mother did through her lens. We never hear anything from the mother herself, and it ends with the girl just like going to someone she knows and being like, yeah, I do want to have an education, I want to study law, and I want to get in contact with my mother, who is by the end of the book in police custody. That's just the book. Really, nothing happened. There's nothing like, you know, no like grand explanations or anything like that. It's just a desperate mother who doesn't like the world because the world hurt her. She shelters her daughter. We never get to know who's the father of the girl, of Lisa. And yeah, she has a lot of book knowledge, the girl, but no real world knowledge, but she really easily fits into the real world once she escapes, because her mother sends her away because she doesn't want the police to pick the girl up. Yeah, that is it. That is all the book is about. There's nothing else in here. So yeah, it just really wasn't worth my time, to be honest. I gave it 2 stars because obviously it's readable. It's not horrible. The book has more like grammar and spelling mistakes than the average book, I feel like. But I don't know. I don't care that much for it. But I think I just thought I'd just mention it. But yeah, the premise just sounds really, really interesting, and the book is incredibly boring. So yeah, what can I say? I finished it. And I have no idea why it's called The Crocodile Bird, because, I mean, maybe because both women are supposed to be really, really pretty, and obviously the mother turns out to be really murderous. But it's not like she goes out there and searches for victims, you know. It's all men that come to her and want to harm her family, or she perceives it as that they want to harm her family, and she just, yeah, does what she thinks is right. So yeah, it's really, really weird. It just wasn't good, you know, and I'm really disappointed because the premise sounded so good. But yeah, that was my morning. I finished that one. Yeah, can't really say much about it, you know. But yeah, yesterday I did quite a bit of gaming and crocheting. Let me show you what I tried to steam, and I don't think it worked, but I now have 2 of the coasters. I'm slowly making more. It takes me like, I don't know, 2 hours to make one if I work without pauses. I'm gaming whilst doing this, so obviously it takes me longer, but yeah, it's not that long. Doesn't take that long. But yeah, now we have 2 of the leaves. I really like them in this color, so I will make a lot more. And then I started a new crochet jacket that I will make out of these chairs, these squares, so it will be a checkered jacket. I tried steaming it to make it even, but I think I need to like lay it flat and then steam it, but I don't have anything to do that with, so I will need to buy something for that. But yeah, I started with this really, really pretty mint color. So I'm built to like mint, dark gray, and black or whitish color, something like that, and then make like a checkered crochet cardigan out of it because I want to own one. So yeah, that one I did as well. And my knit jacket is also coming along. I'm halfway through the first arm now, so I will show you that later once I did a little bit more. Hi. So I thought I'd quickly end the vlog. I just went out with the dog, and you know, if you have a dog, cats probably aren't that dumb, but if you have a dog, my partner is with his mom visiting his grandma and going out to eat and stuff. I often don't go with him because if you go eating out with me, there's a really, really small chance that I can eat anything at the restaurant, so they go without me because it just makes more sense, you know. But yeah, so the dog, so my husband's out, and the dog was whining at the door and signaling to me that he wanted to go out, even though it isn't his time yet, but he wanted to go out. So I took him, went out with him. He stood out there, realized that my husband wasn't waiting out there for him, and went back in. That was the shortest dog walk I ever did. It's so dumb because, I mean, I know he loves my husband, he misses him even if he's gone for 5 minutes, but that is so dumb because he didn't even want to go out, and I have no idea why he thought my husband was waiting for him down there because that has never happened. So I have no idea how he got that idea. But yeah, now we're back from the 2-minute dog walk. But yeah, so I thought I'd, you know, quickly end the vlog whilst I'm down here. And I picked my next read, and yeah, I will read the passage next, just because I am so interested to see if it is as I remember it. So yeah, that will be the next book I pick up, probably tomorrow morning, so you will have to come back for next week's vlog. But yeah, that is the book that I will continue with tomorrow morning. We'll see how it goes. It is a pretty heavy book, but I am pretty interested to see how it is. But yeah, so that is the next thing I will read. Also sorry for the weird thingamajiggy. I don't have a tripod that is small. I need to buy one, but I don't own one, so I have to hold my phone in my right hand, you know. But yeah, so that being the next read, let's go up. I did want to give you an update on my knitting, so let's quickly do that. Grab my stuff. Also, it's much brighter up here, so you probably can see a lot better. So, let me see. Where can you plug? Can I put you there? Yeah, that works. Please ignore the chaos in the background. But yeah, I was knitting, and my cardigan looks like this right now. So I have the complete body done, pretty much, with this green border and then completely in black. And this is the first sleeve that I'm still working on. This is pretty much up to the elbow now, so I can continue that way. And the other thing I'm working on is the third coaster. So that is the progress. As a reminder, that is how it looks finished. That is where I am right now. So what I will do now is put my video game back on. So I'm playing Banished right now whilst knitting, which works really, really great. So I will put Banished back on, throw myself on a YouTube video and continue knitting and wait till my partner comes back, because he will bring food for me. He's so great, you know. They're eating at an Italian place, but really near where his mother lives, there is a Thai place, and they do the best summer rolls. They're like rice paper rolls, and so he offered to drive by there and buy me some so that I can eat them, because it's so far away from where we live that they don't bring it to here, and it's way too far to drive to get it, you know. But since he's anywhere there anyway, he brings me some back. So yeah, I'm so hungry for those. They are the best with like some peanut butter sauce. It's so amazing. And yeah, peanut sauce. There's some peanut butter in there, but peanuts. And it's just amazing, the food. So yeah, I'm waiting patiently for him to come back so that I can eat. And yeah, that is pretty much the rest of my Saturday. And yeah, hopefully reading will continue better next week. I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that the crocodile bird was so bad, or like bad in my opinion. So yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that. I'm still listening to the Murderbot series, so I'm I think 50% through the first one, and yeah, I still like that series, you know. I like the Murderbot. I will let you go now. Hopefully you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you maybe in next week's vlog, and yeah, where you will hopefully get a review of The Passage by Justin Ronan. Hopefully I can finish it in the next week, but we'll see, you know. So yeah, bye!